Aloha, beautiful souls, and welcome to Transform with Rian. And in today's Pick a Card reading, we are going to find out what is your next romantic partner like. So we have three options here for you to pick from and just see which one is calling to you the most. Take a few moments to meditate or take a few deep breaths to decide, and I will see you at your reading. So we're going to start with group number one. So welcome group number one to your reading to find out what will your next romantic partner be like. And you were drawn to Storm. Unleash the thunder. So what I'm really sensing here is your next romantic partner is someone who likes to take charge, who likes to be kind of like in control of things, making a lot of the decisions and choices. I get the sense that they are someone that will probably plan like a lot of your dates, a lot of your outings, let you know what they'd like to do. Now, the thing about Storm as a character as well is I feel that she is very in general, easy to get along with. Like, she really listens to other people that she's leading, and she's also very kind and compassionate. Don't get me wrong, she has a tough side as well, where she, like, doesn't play around when she means business, but she knows when to bring those sides of her out, like when to push and when to be a little bit softer or give a little bit of space and leeway to others. And I feel like your next romantic partner is that way as well. I feel like, too, what I'm seeing here is that with Unleash the Thunder, I'm hearing, too, that they have a lot of passion within them as well. So when they get excited, they get like really excited. When they get mad, they get like really angry. When they feel sad, they get like really down and depressed, right? So their emotions can really express themselves quite strongly at times as well. There's also this confidence I'm sensing from your next romantic partner, and I feel like part of it could be due to their age, so they could be actually a little bit older than you, or they could just have had a lot of experiences that really built their character, right? So maybe they've gone through a lot of challenges within their lifetime, no matter how long, or how old they are, I should say. It could also be too, like, maybe they've just had a lot of life experiences. Perhaps, like, for example, my father was in the army when I was growing up, so we moved around a lot. So I got to experience a lot of different parts of the US. I got to travel to other countries when I was younger. And so it could even be similar to that, where they've had a lot of experiences growing up, maybe due to their circumstances. That's what I'm seeing to start off with. Why don't we put this aside and let's get some tarot cards out, okay? So we're going to use this newer deck that I have as well, the Decolonized Tarot deck, to get us started. And then we're going to use an even newer deck that I got, which I think is super cool. So look forward to that. We're going to pull it out here in just a moment. But let's see what else we can find out about your next romantic partner. Okay, I think that's good to start off. So you have Page of Wands. So yes, a lot of energy, a very energetic person, very active. I'm getting the sense that they're not someone that tends to sit still for long. They like to be busy. And I feel like Storm is one of those characters too who's like that because, again, she's a leader of the X-Men. She has a lot of responsibilities. She was even on multiple teams for a while. I think she was on like part of the Avengers at one point. And she has her like own team that she leads. But she's also sort of like in the council or whatever in Krakoa in the X-Men world. But I think more recently, it's been a while actually since I've read the comics, but she is the regent of the entire planet of what used to be called Mars, but is now planet Araco. So she has a lot of hats. Okay, she likes to keep busy, lots of things to do, and that's kind of like your partner. Now, what I'm hearing, your next romantic partner, what I'm hearing too is maybe they are like a leader of some type of organization. Maybe they're like the team captain in like an extracurricular sport. Maybe they're part of a club, right, where they're the leader. Maybe they're like the CEO or manager in the company that they work for, right? We also have the Two of Wands. Why don't I pull out all of them, right? Let's just see all of them. Queen of Pentacles, Four of Wands, and will this fit okay? Maybe we just gotta bring everything a little bit closer. And we'll just work with that for now. Actually, I'm gonna rearrange these because I think this should be better off here. Okay, thanks for bearing with me, y'all. I'm in like an entirely new location. I'll reveal it here in like a post as well. So I just moved to a new location. So the setup is new here. The energies are very new. So I'm feeling it all out. Okay, so Four of Wands, Queen of Pentacles, Two of Wands, Justice are the ones we haven't talked about just yet. So what I'm seeing here is, with the Four of Wands, what I'm hearing is your next romantic relationship, this may not apply to all of you though, so as with any reading, take what resonates with you and then just let go of the rest. But I'm feeling like they may have been married previously and now they're separated or divorced when they meet you. It could even be to that maybe they weren't like officially married, but they were with a long-term partner for several years. Like maybe they lived together, maybe they traveled the world together, they spent a lot of time together. So it's almost as if they were married. And then for whatever reasons, they separated. With the Queen of Pentacles, definitely could be an earth sign. Page of Wands, it could be a fire sign. So we're looking at earth signs, including Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus. So Sun, Moon, Rising are kind of like the major three. So it could be in any one of those signs. And Wands would be the fire signs, which would be Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. Okay? Now, with Queen of Pentacles, what I'm hearing here is that they really like to take care of other people. They are very much like that type of person that likes to provide for others. That could be why they take the lead in a lot of things, right? Maybe they see themselves as the one that's like the caretaker, the one who makes the big decisions, tough decisions, the breadwinner even, right? Maybe they see themselves as a type of person that likes to pay for others when you go out to eat or do activities, those type of things. I'm also hearing too with the Queen of Pentacles that they do like, they do like to splurge every now and again. They like to be comfortable, they'll book first class or business class seats on an airplane here and there. They'll like stay at a nice 5-star hotel. They like to eat at like really decadent, delicious, savory, high-end kind of restaurants even. Or they could even just like to dress well. They like maybe more of those luxury brands. Maybe they like having a luxury vehicle, BMW, Lexus, those types of things. So they do have that side to them as well. But I get the sense, they are really good with their money. So I don't see that they are someone that likes to splurge on something with resources they don't have, Now with the Two of Wands, this is very interesting. This gets a little deep with the Two of Wands. I'm seeing here that they have really been searching for a partner that they can really be open with, be very vulnerable with, someone that they can kind of see a future with. Like if we look at this image, it's almost like she's like meditating or feeling into this crystal ball. In the standard deck, it's like a globe. And so I'm really thinking that your next romantic partner is someone who doesn't really like to be single. They I think they're called serial monogamous. So they're not a player and they don't date around, but they like to date until they find someone they really like, and then they stay with that person for a long period of time. And then if it doesn't work out, they'll, take some time to themselves, then they'll date, but with the intention of finding their next partner, not just to date, just to like socialize and meet people. Like they're not, what is the word? Casual dater, right? That type of, they date with intention. So I'm really excited for you all to see this new deck. Let me just show you the first card, the Fool card. Look at that. Do you see the cape moving? And I don't know if you can see too, but there's like the wind is like moving and blowing. Isn't this a sick deck? So I'm really excited I was able to get it before I moved in the mail. It was a moment where I was like, oh my gosh, am I going to be able to receive this deck in time before I have to hop on this airplane and go to my next, basically my next home? Okay, so I'm really excited to show this deck to y'all. Ooh, this is going to be so amazing. So we'll do like a little bit of a reveal. I feel like this card wants, ooh, there's two. Okay. This is my first time actually shuffling and using this deck like live with y'all. Normally I like to use it at least once before I do a video, but you know, we're just gonna go for it. You know, new journey, new chapter in my life, new location, new everything. So this is the first one that came out. Oh, we have the Death card. So look at that. So with the Death card, what I'm feeling is your person really has reinvented themselves quite a bit. They've had many different chapters in their life, different eras. And so all of those came together to shape who they are today. And as I put that card down, I realized we totally did not talk about the Justice card. So the Justice card wants to kind of pass on that this person, I'm sensing that they maybe feel a bit conventional at times, like they have a very clear idea of who plays what role in the relationship, and they want it to be very fair, they want it to be very balanced at the end of the day. But I'm sensing this aura with the Justice that there's just like a traditional notion that they have, like maybe they're that type of person where, like, you know, men are the breadwinners, they're the protectors, and women are the nurturers, and like the neat ones, they know how to do a lot of the domestic things. Like maybe they're like that. I mean, you know, yes, we're in the modern age, but there's still some of those beliefs, and people still kind of feel very comfortable being in those types of roles. So that's what I'm sensing for your next romantic partner. Now, going back to the Death card, since we took a little bit of a detour here, with the Death card, I'm also sensing that maybe someone really close to them had passed away. Could be like a family member, could be a really good friend, and that was one of those things that shaped them into the person that they are today. So remember earlier we were talking about them having had a lot of life experiences that kind of forced them to grow up and mature a lot sooner than most people. So I feel like that is part of their story. It's almost like maybe they even appear a lot more mature and wise for their age. Granted, we did talk about them being a little bit older than you earlier on, but again, many of you are different ages, right? So they could even have a bit of a youthful look, but their maturity level is like beyond what their appearance is, you know? Next, we have the Tower. Oh my gosh. So look at that. Look at the lightning in the background. Pretty cool. Yes, so they definitely had a difficult past. I mean, we have the Tower right next to the Death card, okay? And so there's this rebirth that I'm seeing that they've gone through many times. Like, look at all the fire raining down. But the Page of Wands is this energy of fire. So the fire is creating devastation and destruction, but here, the fire is almost creating beautiful lights and stars and giving this person kind of like this wing or like cape to fly up. So I feel like, again, they were really molded by difficult times in their life, and what would cause maybe other people to fall into a deep depression or give up, or kind of take the light and the life out of their eyes. Not the case. They in a way, I feel like they're very inspirational. Okay, like they really inspire people for whoever they share their personal story with, because I don't think a lot of people really get that they had a difficult past, because again, they're so energetic, they're so happy, they're such a go-getter. Like, you would not have thought perhaps that anything tragic happened in their life, but it has. And when you get to know them on a deeper level and they share those stories, oh my gosh, such an inspiration. Ooh, Empress. So I'm going to put this next to the Queen of Pentacles, because I feel like it supports that energy of, you know, wanting to provide. I'm hearing too, they want to build a home. They'd like to have children, whether, you know, like biological children or adopt children even. But even like those of you who prefer more like fur babies, you know, cats, dogs, and whatever other kind of pets, they definitely want some type of family unit is what they're looking for and what they like to build and develop. And they are like a caretaker is what I'm getting. Um, they like to share. That's part of that giving energy I was sensing from them earlier. They like to share. Like, they don't want to keep all their wealth and abundance to themselves. They're quick to share things because they get enjoyment, they get fulfillment out of that. They feel good about themselves when they're able to share and provide for others. And, you know, I'm hearing too, like, when it comes to food, they like to share food. So it's not one of those things like when you go to the restaurant and everyone orders their own dish, which I'm not a big fan of. It's like they like to do family style. Your next romantic partner, like, let's order different dishes so we can try multiple things. And, you know, they like to share that enjoyment of food with others. Like, oh, I ordered this. It tastes really good. Here, try it. Right? They're that type of person. Next, we have the World. Wow. So cool. These cards are like amazing. So again, I'm feeling, you know, earlier I was talking about how my dad was in the army when I was growing up and we moved around and got to travel the world. I get the sense too that your next romantic partner is someone who enjoys traveling, enjoys new experiences and going to new places. Now, for some of you, I am hearing that it wasn't so much that they traveled to other countries necessarily, but they even traveled a lot within the country you live in. They've gone to different regions, different cities, different towns. I feel like they like to be inspired, and them traveling provides that sort of inspiration for them on like the next thing they want to learn about, the next thing they want to try. Like, I see now that they're that type of person that maybe follows a lot of Instagram accounts for travelers and they get ideas like, ooh, I want to go to this place next because that looks so cool. Or maybe they watch a lot of travel vlogs on YouTube, you know, that type of thing to get the inspiration. Now, what else do we have here? We have, ooh, Judgment. Like, all of these are major arcana cards. So I think that just speaks to the soul maturity of your next romantic partner. Very, very mature. Like, this is someone, even though they know how to have fun, it's like they work hard, play hard. Okay? I get that they are a very old soul. Perhaps they might even remember some of their past lives through meditation or past life regressions, and they've taken these experiences and applied them to their current life so that their soul could evolve even further, you know. And we also have these coffins down here, and we had the Death card earlier, so I think that just reinforces that they lost someone near and dear to them when they were younger, and it was kind of like a big turning point for them. Oh my gosh, y'all, that is reminding me. I just went to watch Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse before I traveled, and there was this, I forget what they call it, but there's like a moment in everybody's life that's very critical and it kind of alters the course of their destiny because it had such a big impact on them. And for Spider-Man, across a lot of the Spider-Verse, it was the passing of their Uncle Ben, or the passing of someone that they loved and cared about that really got them on the track to being the hero that they ultimately ended up becoming. So I forget what they call those. Was it a catalytic event? But yeah, I'm sure you can think of those moments in your life where that really changed your course, your direction, your mindset. Moving forward. So I feel like that they've had a few of those moments, and this passing of someone was one of them. So very, very interesting to hear about your next romantic partner. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Let me know what you like about them already in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button. And if you enjoy getting readings here at Transform with Ryan, please subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on future readings. The channel will continue to grow and evolve as it always has, and I'm excited to be on that journey with all of you. Thank you for allowing me to read for you. I'll see you all next time. Hello there, group number 2. Welcome to your reading to find out who is your next romantic partner? What are they like? I have to say, I'm very curious to see how your reading is going to go because you were drawn to this card of Dr. Octopus, which is a supervillain, and also out of the 3 cards, he's the only male. Now, of course, the reading is meant to be genderless, so you just apply what I'm revealing to you on whoever you find yourself attracted to, right? So when I first saw this card get pulled, the vibe that I immediately got from your next romantic partner is that they are a bit of a bad boy or a bad girl or a bad person, I guess. Not in the sense of like they do bad things, but they kind of have that naughty, I'm against the establishment, I don't always follow the rules kind of vibe, okay? That maybe they like to live life on the edge at times. And I have to say, you know, personally, that is not my preference per se, but they do make things very interesting, right? I think, you know, some of my friends who like to maybe, you know, take risks in a way, I feel like that's more that bad boy, bad girl / bad person kind of vibe, is like a risk taker, and a little bit fearless kind of energy, right? Like they say what they think and what they feel, regardless of where they are, who they're with. They like speak their mind, and maybe it makes some people who are very conservative or soft-spoken or reserved, and makes those kind of people feel uncomfortable. So I feel like that's kind of the energy of your next romantic partner. Is they I get the sense that they are not sort of like, they're not for everybody, right? It's like they have a very unique personality, and they have a very close network of friends, close network of relationships, of people who can maybe tolerate or stand them, because they're not the average person. They're not typical. They have very strong opinions. That's also what I'm hearing here. Now, Dr. Octopus is a very smart, brilliant man in the comic books. Yeah, he's a supervillain, but he's a very smart one, right? And so I'm getting that your next romantic partner is also very smart, very intelligent. And that could be, I'm getting the sense that that could be why they're a little bit not to everyone's taste, right? Like maybe everyone has this popular opinion about something, and they know more information and more facts, and so they point those out because in their head, they're like, well, I don't want people to walk around spreading like information that's false, spreading information that's not true, so I'm going to correct it. Do you know what I'm saying? So they're that type of person that corrects others, and I think that's part of why some people have a hard time with them, because it's kind of like, yo, why don't you just let it slide, or why is it such a big deal, or well, this is what everyone else thinks, so you must be wrong, even though most of the time I get a sense that they're right. Do you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, you know how some people, they fall to stereotypes. Like, this person is like a stereotype buster, and they'll be like, actually, that's not true. You know, like some people, I was actually talking about this with some new coworkers of mine. I'll share a little bit more of my journey maybe in like a YouTube post and where I'm at now, because it's been a few months in the making, but now that it's all come to pass, I'm happy to share it with you. So be on the lookout for a post about that. But anyways, I was having dinner with some coworkers, and you know, I was telling them I was born in Honolulu, Hawaii, and as a kid, my dad was in the Army, and so the next place we moved to for an extended period of time was Texas. And some people there, they were a little bit ignorant, and they thought that like we lived in like straw huts in Hawaii and like wore hula skirts and coconut bras and things like that. And I'm like, oh my gosh, no, hello. Like we wear normal clothes in Hawaii. Like, yeah, maybe there's like Hawaiian shirts and people would dress in traditional Hawaiian clothing for like performances or something. But like in our day-to-day life, like we dress normal. So I feel like this next romantic partner will hear those types of stereotypes being said out loud in a group of people or a conversation, whatever, maybe while they're even watching TV, and they'll just like correct it. Do you know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's their level of intelligence, is like they actually know the facts, they do the research, they don't take everything just at face value. That's a key thing about them. Now, the other thing that I noticed is these four arms, right? So Dr. Octopus, right, 8 limbs. So the human has 2 arms, 2 legs, and then Dr. Octopus has these 4 mechanical arms that he can control with his mind. And so what I'm getting here from that is like your next romantic partner has a lot of hobbies, lots of interests. Their hands are like in a lot of different pots, which makes them very intriguing, right? So maybe they like keeping up with current events, international events, and things like that. But I don't know, maybe they also like Pokemon or anime, right? And they also like to play rugby or soccer or basketball, like some kind of sport. But then they also they're like a foodie and like to go out to eat, right? So they have a lot of interests, which makes them, I think, very actually well-rounded and quite an interesting person to talk to once you kind of get over the initial shock of them correcting you on things, that kind of stuff. And if you can kind of not take offense when they correct you, if your facts aren't all lined up, that type of thing. Now here, being right never feels wrong. Like, not the exact meaning of this phrase, but when I read that, like, sort of my intuition was saying that this next romantic partner of yours, they do like that shock value. That could be why maybe they have that sense of humor too that's very dry, and maybe that's why they like to correct people, because I think most people, when they have a conversation, they don't expect someone to correct them in such a blunt, straightforward way, especially someone they might not know that well. Do you know what I'm saying? So they kind of get a thrill off shocking people and surprising people. So very interesting trait that they have. So let's pull some tarot cards with my newer deck here. Okay, these 3 wanted to come out. The decolonized tarot. Let's find out a little bit more about your next romantic partner. Can we get one more card? It was this one. I almost got tricked. So let's see what we have. Let's start with these. So we have the Sun, definitely speaking to astrology. The Sun card is very representative of Leo. So I'm seeing that sorry for the noise out there. I'm seeing again that your next romantic partner, I almost said future spouse, so for some of you this could be your future spouse, is someone that is not afraid to be seen, not afraid to be heard, not afraid or ashamed for people to be looking at them. Like, this young infant here has like no clothes on. And so randomly, I'm hearing that your future spouse is very comfortable in their own skin, in their own body. Like a lot of people, maybe they're ashamed because their body doesn't look the way they want it to, but regardless of your next romantic partner's body type, like they are not ashamed of it. They like embrace their body, their physicality, the way they look. And the Sun is just, again, reinforcing how bright they are intellectually. We also have the Wheel of Fortune and the Knight of Pentacles. So with the Wheel of Fortune, the message that I'm actually getting about your next romantic partner is, they're not that type of person that believes necessarily in luck. Just like Dr. Octopus, very rational, very scientific, very practical minded as well. And so I feel with this Wheel of Fortune, it kind of speaks to that aspect of their personality, where the Wheel of Fortune speaks to like destiny and chance and randomness and like luck. And I feel like your next romantic partner is quite the opposite of that, because what's drawing me in is the reflection within the water. And that they are not one to think of life that way. They maybe they believe like, okay, working hard, you'll reap the rewards. Um, and that and that in a way, like you make your own destiny kind of vibe, right? And not in the sense of like law of attraction and intention setting. Like, no, like they, again, it's that hard work, taking action, doing certain things, um, getting work done. Like, that is how they feel like you get places in life. We also have Knight of Pentacles. So as far as astrological signs go, this person could be an earth sign as well. So we have Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo. There could be placements in Sun, Moon, Rising, like the big three. So that may apply to some of you as well. So with this image here, you know, we have this half human, half horse, so like a centaur. I'm getting the sense that perhaps a lot of people might think of your next romantic partner as sort of like that oddball, right? Like, again, the bad boy, bad girl, the rule breaker, the person that has like the interesting sense of fashion, an interesting look, right? So very like non-traditionally handsome, non-traditionally beautiful, that type of thing. Very unique, not only in their appearance, but again, in their ideas, their mind. Like I don't think they're that type of person that follows like popular consensus or popular thoughts. Okay, like they definitely, I'm hearing now that they don't like doing something just because everyone else is doing it. Like, that's not their vibe at all. In fact, if something's popular, they may be less inclined to enjoy it. A bit of a rebel, that's probably a better word for them, a bit of a rebel. We have a sip of some tea here before we talk about the Four of Wands and the Two of Wands. So this actually showed up in the first reading, these two cards. Let's see what the vibes are for this one, though. So interestingly enough, I'm getting island vibes here as well. Because of the setting, it seems that like that seems to be what's calling out to me the most. So it could even be that your next romantic partner comes from some island, right? So like a Polynesian island or an island off the coast of your continent, your state, your continent, oh child, your country, I should say. Like, you know, in Portugal, they have the Azores, right? Japan is a country made up of a lot of islands, so is Philippines, right? Taiwan is a country that's like a big island. So they could come from a place, an island culture. The other thing that I'm hearing too is perhaps they actually like traveling to islands. They like going to tropical places for vacation. They like to relax, unwind. Perhaps their idea of a vacation is going to maybe more remote, quiet areas, places that are nothing like cities at all and don't have a lot of like touristy attractions, a lot of crowds. That's the other vibe that I'm getting here. I'm not sensing anything else, but you know, Spirit and Universe is telling me that we will get some more information with our next tarot deck, which I'm so excited to show you all. I thankfully this arrived right before I was meant to fly out, like the day before I was meant to leave and hop on my plane, and it's this cool like lenticular deck. You'll see what I mean here in just a moment. I feel like this card wants to be a part of it. So I'm so excited to show this and be using this deck with you all. You know, new place, new chapter in my life, new journey, new deck. I mean, why not, right? Okay, I feel like nothing wants to come out in this group. Oh. Okay, I feel like this one wants to be a part of it. This one right here. And then let's fix this. You can already kind of see some of the cards. So cool. Oh my gosh, what is happening here, y'all? Okay, this one wants to come out. I feel as the reason why there was that holdup. It was like squirming to come out and join. So with the Four of Wands, look at this. Do you see the pentacle in this person's hand? So nifty, right? Ooh, even the flowers on the bottom. So we have the Page of Coins. with this Four of Wands. So we also have some earth energy. Again, we were talking about Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus. So we have some earth energy here. I'm hearing that they are also a very curious type of person. They like to know things, and that could be why they're like totally all about fact checking and correcting people, because they like to do a lot of research. Again, they don't like to take anything at face value, and so there's this very strong opinion or idea that's presented to them. Like they'll go research it and see like, does this actually make sense with like how I view the world, my own personal belief system of how the world works and how it's structured, like those types of things. I'm getting the sense that they like to look things up and like to research, which isn't the classic vibe of the Page of Coins, interestingly enough. There's something about this field in the background again. Maybe they grew up on a farmland, maybe they're very interested in agriculture as well. I know, kind of random, but I think it really speaks again to their kind of quiet lifestyle, right? That they prefer. They don't like to be in big cities, they want to be around big crowds of people. They don't want to be like a sheep in the herd or part of the flock. That's not their vibe at all. Oh, you know what else I'm getting here now, y'all? With this farmer agriculture vibe, they're very self-sufficient. I get the sense that they're not that type of person that likes to rely on a lot of other people. So here there's this like community that's celebrating, and I feel like that's something very foreign to them, because with this Page of Coins, it's almost like they're separated from the celebration in a way, because there's this solitary figure here out in like a big open field expanse, and we have these mountains, which I feel like they're very they come off as a very closed off person. Like with the Four of Wands, I'm also seeing like it's the four sides of a square, so like very blocked off, right? So it takes a lot for them to open up to other people. Again, I think because maybe most, like the average person might consider them a bit of an oddball, maybe a bit of a troublemaker, a rebel, right? And so they don't have a lot of friends, and they're kind of used to being alone or being a bit of a loner. But I think they're really okay with their own company. We have the Three of Wands. Now, with this vibe, what I'm getting here is someone who really charts their own journey, their own course. So again, we were talking a little bit about how this person is not, they wouldn't be like the popular person, and they don't always buy into popular opinion, popular ideas, viewpoints. They're okay with challenging them. And so they like to chart their own course, chart their own journey. They're definitely one of a kind, is what I'm hearing with this. And so as this figure like looks out, is like, which boat am I going to get on? Or am I even going to get on a boat? Maybe none of these boats are going to someplace I want to go to. Maybe I want to go someplace different, right? So it's interesting too that we have this 2, 3, and 4 over here with the wands. So lots of wands energy. So I'm getting here too what this means specifically for this reading. It kind of changes what the numbers signify for me as I do readings. Is 2, 3, or 4 could represent significant numbers for your person. So it could be that, you know, their life path number is 2, 3, or 4. The date that they were born is on the 2nd, 3rd, or 4th. It could even be, you know, the month that they were born, February, March, or April. So it could, 2, 3, 4 is like significant to them. Maybe they're one of 2 children, 3 children, 4 children, right? Something like that. So I'm hearing now from Spirit that, you know, as you talk to them, if you notice there's a 2, 3, or 4, just get that sort of as a hint that this is your next romantic partner. You know, as you're doing the getting to know you, as you're chatting back and forth, you know, deciding whether or not you're going to go on a date together, whatever that kind of circumstance, right? If these numbers come up, very important. I feel like more in relationship to their sort of demographics, their statistics, right? Again, it could be their age. Maybe they're 24, 23, 32, 34, 42, 43, whatever the case may be. Some combination, okay? Oh, we also have the Empress. Interesting. This also came up with the first reading. Now, what I'm hearing, though, in this particular reading for you is they actually they're very connected with the divine feminine. So, regardless of their sex or their gender identification, the divine feminine within them is very strong. They feel very connected to it, even though what I'm getting here is like outwardly, they exude a lot of divine masculine energy. But on the inside, like their true nature is very strongly divine feminine. Okay? Um, like maybe they might seem like a loner, but they actually care about other people and how other people are doing and their welfare, like that type of thing. You know what I'm saying? Um, I also heard earlier that they're very close to some strong female figure in their life. Maybe their mom, their grandma, an aunt, a sister, maybe their best friend is like identifies as female, right? So there's someone in their life who is very strongly divine feminine energy as well. So, Seven of Pentacles. I'm hearing the word problem solver here. Your next romantic partner is definitely a big problem solver. Like if they see something's wrong, they want to know how to fix it, you know? Again, it's that curiosity, I feel. They just like knowing how to problem solve, knowing how, again, remember we talked about being self sufficient? So they always try to figure things out for themselves first before they go to other people, is what I'm hearing. That, that they're very independent. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm getting a lot of. Maybe they get a bit frustrated too. I'm looking at this figure here. They get a little bit frustrated because it's not always easy to do things on your own, right? And it can be very beneficial to have someone helping you, or helping lighten the load or the burden, whatever. But you know, I get a sense too that they might be a bit stubborn. And lastly, you have the World here. This also came out in the previous reading. So there's a couple cards here, interestingly, that came in the first reading. Um, I feel like this is speaking to their interests. You know, they're interested in the world, knowing about the world, how it works. I'm also hearing that they're interested in other cultures. They're interested in politics, like world politics, international relationships. That's the other thing that I'm hearing. Um, yeah, that they really like learning about those things. I wouldn't be surprised too if they enjoy traveling. Um, I've been called also to look at the pairing and just make sure there's no other messages that need to come through. Not so much. I really feel like a lot of this stuff just reinforces, like with the Seven of Coins, like seven in like slot machines is considered a lucky number. Like triple sevens is like a jackpot, and they just don't really believe in luck, right? Like look at this person, they're like not buying it. So that was coming out to me. Yeah. Okay, so really cool reading, everybody. Let me know what resonated with you, what you really like about your next romantic partner. Comment that down below. If you enjoyed your reading, give this video a like. And if you want to enjoy other readings from me, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, Transform with Rian. And thank you so much for allowing me to do this reading for y'all. I will see you at the next one. Take care. Hello there. Oh, I wasn't even sure if I was recording. Hello there, group three. Welcome to your reading to find out more about your next romantic partner. And you were drawn to She-Hulk. Do the right thing even if no one is watching. So let's talk about this, okay? So I'm definitely getting the sense that your next romantic partner can be a bit of like a goody two shoes. They are definitely that type of person which is a rule follower. So interestingly enough, complete contrast to the person that was described in group two. So this person is someone who likes to do things the proper way. Okay, so I'm hearing whatever is culturally accepted within your culture, whatever the expectations are, like they definitely fall into that type of belief, right? Like I'm the eldest, so I should be the one that's most responsible and like take care of my younger siblings, right? um, I am, you know, the the girl, so I'm supposed to be very nurturing and kind and compassionate and like be good at domestic tasks, right? Like whatever those kind of maybe traditional roles are within your culture, like they're totally about that. Okay, like they're kind of like, let me stay in my lane, let me be doing what I'm supposed to be doing. That's kind of the vibe that I'm getting from them. um, I'm also getting a sense too that they, they have just a very strong sense of what's right and wrong. So their morals are very clear cut to them. Maybe some might even say it's almost like black and white. Not very much wiggle room or like exceptions to the rules. Like they're not really about that. Um, Now, the other thing is like She Hulk is very gorgeous. The thing that really stands out is also green skin, right? And so I'm hearing too that your next romantic partner is very eye catching. Like they're very traditionally attractive, very traditionally handsome, gorgeous, beautiful, whatever. I feel that they do turn a lot of heads. I'm also hearing that they have a lot of admirers. They have a lot of people who have crushes on them. It's almost like celebrity status. Do you know what I'm saying? And I normally don't do this, but I've been listening to some of the OSTs from the boy love stories that I've been watching from Thailand, and a lot of the leads in those boy love stories, like they're like really beautiful, handsome, pretty boys, and they have like tons of like loyal, screaming fans that like send them gift boxes and snacks and all this. Like it's so crazy. The amount of fans and admirers that they have. And I feel like, to varying degrees, of course, maybe not all of your next romantic partner is not a celebrity or actor or something like that, but they do have a lot of people that look up to them or idolize them are attracted to them, that type of thing. So they're definitely a head turner. We can just say that. Okay, very classically handsome, beautiful, gorgeous. What else do we have here coming through? Okay, nothing as of right now. So we'll put this to the side and let's get some tarot. We'll use, my newer deck, the Decolonized Tarot, to open up this conversation. And then, y'all, I have another deck that is newer that arrived like the day I left my house. Thank goodness. I was worried it wasn't going to make it. That I can't wait to show you all. It's a pretty cool deck. So hang tight. Let's get the messages from this tarot deck first, though, okay? Like this one and this one. Okay. So we have Justice. Interesting. This came out with reading number 1. So for this, astrologically speaking, for some of you, this next romantic partner could have Libra placement in their birth chart, either in Sun, Moon, Rising, which is like the main trio. We also have Queen of Swords. Again, more air energy. So Libra definitely fits into Queen of Swords, but we also have Aquarius and Gemini. We have the 9 of Cups. Wow. Very beautiful card. So this is like, for many of you, what I'm hearing is like, this is like your dream person. This is like a wish come true, this next romantic partner that's coming into your life. I'm hearing that they like tick off a lot of your boxes of someone that you would consider to be your ideal match. 2 of Cups. Oh my gosh. So I didn't necessarily feel this so strongly in the other readings, but this could definitely be your future husband or wife or spouse, I should say. So yeah, for many of you, I slipped up in the second reading and said future spouse instead of next romantic partner, but I think that message was probably just for a select few. But I think for the majority of you, your next romantic partner is someone that you're going to end up being with for a long time, if not for the rest of your life. For the Emperor, there we go. Is that traditional energy again? Like they like structure. With this kind of like goody two shoes rule follower, it's like, why make rules if you're gonna break them? That's what rules are for. They're meant to maintain order. They're meant to maintain fairness, right? The rules are in place to make sure justice is served. Like that's part of their mentality. So they definitely appreciate structure. They definitely appreciate clarity is a big word for them. That's like a word that I'm getting. You know, the emperor is like, I'm going to give you instructions. This is what I expect to be done. This is the outcome. This is how I expect you to do it, right? It's very, very clear instructions, order, kind of everybody like following the rules in a way. Um, Now, there's something about the Queen of Swords that's trying to share a message with me and the Emperor. So hold on, let me just pause for a second and let me just pull a card out from this new deck here that I think you're gonna find very awesome and visually intriguing and interesting. And let's get some more on this Queen of Swords. Like, what are you trying to tell me so I can deliver the correct message? Oh my gosh, I actually have these two cards that want to explain that a bit. So are y'all ready for this? We have the Queen of Coins. Ooh, look at that. Isn't that sick? Like, it's holographic and it moves. I think the correct term is like lenticular. And then look at this. The little swans in the back there. The wind moving the clothing and the horse's hair as it trots along. So pretty cool, huh? So we have the Six of Wands and the Queen of Coins supporting the Queen of Swords. Okay, so what I'm hearing here is that your next romantic partner is very intelligent and they know how to use their brain to bring things into the world. So it's kind of like they take information in and they can apply that information to achieve victory. So I'm hearing like what this can look like is they know how to study and take a test, or they know how to study and learn and apply what they learn to actual skills. It's almost like they have, you know, sometimes there's a disconnect for people where it's like you can read something in a textbook, but then when you actually go to try to do it, it's not always so straightforward or easy to kind of translate like intangible knowledge into physical action, right? But for your next romantic partner, like, not an issue for them at all. It's almost like uncanny how they could read something and be able to just do it. You know, they're that type of person, like, they can read an instruction manual and then be excellent at operating some kind of device, right? They could, like, watch a training video one time and they're, like, set. Maybe they even have photographic memory for some of you. Very interesting. I've been watching a couple of Korean dramas as well that feature these characters that are like on the spectrum and they have this photographic memory. So Extraordinary Attorney Woo, let me know if any of you have watched that. Comment it down below what you thought. I think that's a great series. Highly recommend it. And another series that's really great that has a character again on the spectrum is Move to Heaven. Also a K-drama, also amazing. Both are available on Netflix last I checked, at least in America for sure. So really great shows, and the leads have a photographic memory. So anyways, I know a bit of a tangent, but yeah. So they've had a lot of success in their life. They're very smart, very successful, very capable, is what I'm hearing. So we're just gonna put those down like that. And why don't we get some more cards? Wow, your reading is like very straightforward and clear cut, which I think is very appropriate given what we were talking about already with your next romantic partner, who again, for a lot of you, could be your future spouse. Okay, it's unclear spirit of which one I'm supposed to pull out. So let's shuffle again. This one. Oh, and there's one more I need to get. Okay, we'll draw that one in a second. So we have the Eight of Wands that came out. Okay. I'm hearing here with Eight of Wands that they're quick on their toes, quick on their feet. So it's like they're also that type of person that can clap back, right? They think quickly, so if there's like an obstacle, there's a problem, it's like trivia night, they're being asked a question, that type of thing, they can answer very quickly. And you know, there's very few times where they have to actually stop and think about it for a while, or like they would say, like, okay, hold on a second, let me get back to you on that. I don't know the answer just yet. Let me go find out, and then I'll let you know, right? Or, that's really hard. Let me think about that and then we'll discuss it at a meeting tomorrow morning, right? They don't really say those type of things. Like they are on top of it. They can really problem solve on the fly. They're so good at that. That's probably why that's probably, what was I gonna say? That's probably why they're so successful, to be honest with you, because they pick things up quickly. They're a fast learner and they can apply their knowledge and be, able to think on the go. So we have Seven of Wands here. I'm getting here, the word that I'm hearing is like hard worker. A lot of things maybe to people on the outside, it seems like it comes effortlessly to them. But that's not really the case. They put in a lot of time and effort and hard work. And yeah, they learn quickly, but that doesn't mean they just suddenly get the information like that. You know what I'm saying? They still have to read the book. They still have to read the instruction manual to know what they're doing. And the thing that I'm hearing too about them is like they don't want you to think and other people to think that they're perfect, that they're infallible. Because like no one is that, right? Even if they are really great on paper and they seem really great on the outside, like they do have their moments where they mess up or they make a mistake. And I feel like they take it very hard because again, they're so used to being very capable and very smart and like being successful. That they do take it very hard whenever they fail at something or make a mistake, but they also learn from it as well, right? I feel like with this too, they like to protect their image quite a bit. They want to make sure that they have a respectable face in the public eye, that people don't think ill of them, that people, respect them, right? I feel like that's part of what they're battling is like it's almost like they don't really like to show their vulnerability or let their guard down. Yeah, that's the vibe that I'm getting, and that really kind of matches up nicely with the Queen of Swords. Where the Queen of Swords is someone who has a very tough exterior, right? Where it's kind of like they can take on whatever the world throws at them and they're not gonna back down, like that type of thing. So I feel like that's part of this mask that they tend to wear. I'm hearing too that they're not very comfortable with being vulnerable. We also have the King of Swords, how appropriate. Wow, there's a lot of like lights shining on his head. And what I'm hearing here, why I noticed all those sparkles around his head, is again, brilliant mind, very intelligent. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they were like valedictorian or summa cum laude or first student in their class, right? Like top ranking. Maybe they went to like a really fancy, respectable, like Ivy League or whatever kind of college or university, score really well on their exams. Like I feel like this is one of those people that do well on standardized exams, to be honest with y'all. So I feel that just reinforced the level of like book smarts that they have, and almost like a computer for a brain even is what I'm also hearing. Okay, I feel like this card, I was gonna shuffle, but then I grabbed the deck and this card kind of like remained. So we have the Page of Coins. Okay, very interesting as well, coming with the Emperor. So I'm hearing that they do believe in hard work. They're not one to shy away from hard work because they really, if they're going to invest their time and energy in something, they know it's going to yield, it'll be worth it, I should say, in the end. Okay, that's what I'm hearing here, that they're okay with that. Also, very studious energy as well, and it's like they don't like having gaps in their knowledge. Like they really like to know the ins and outs of things. They kind of go that extra mile, right? Where there's a lot of people that are just like, hey, as long as I have a working knowledge and I can just get things started, I'm good to go. Like, no, this person like wants to know everything. I feel, you know what I'm hearing? This is also that person that like would read the car manual. You know, this is that type of person, your next romantic partner. They'll read the manual for like the TV or the computer, and they'll probably learn something that most of us don't know either, like some random function or tip or whatever that one can only get from reading the manual. But you know, most people are just like, okay, where are the keys? How do I put gas in the car? Like blinkers, windshield wipers, turn on the radio, lock the door. Okay, I'm good. I know how to do all that. Anyways, moving on, right? Like, and we're all fine. And maybe there's some things that we don't even know that our car or our appliances can do, but they would know because they read the manual. So, very, very interesting. I love the different vibes from all the readings, and I hope you enjoyed your reading as well. Comment down below what you like most about your next romantic partner that you found out in this reading. If you enjoyed your reading, don't forget to hit that like button. And if you would enjoy more readings from me here at Transform with Rian, go ahead and hit that subscribe button while you're at it, okay? But regardless, thank you so much for allowing me to do this reading for you all, and I will see you at the next one. Take care.